is Thad Nelson, and I'm partnered with Ashley Harper, Caleb Kramer, and Dalton Hackman through the University of Northern Iowa in the class Intro to Technology and Engineering Education, and we are collaborating with Hawkeye Community College to teach you guys how to 3D print.
So as soon as you pull the 3D printer and the rest of the contents out of the box, go ahead, just get your power cord ready, and then go ahead and open up the box. We're going to start setting up everything. So one thing you do with the cord, you get your trimmer, and then you got your scraper, and then you will definitely need the spool holder. It'll just go right there, right on the side. And then to plug in everything, the power cord will go in the back, right there. And then the other white cord, the small little one, is going to be plugged in underneath the arm. And then the USB plugs into your computer. Okay, so after you get the cords plugged in, your main switch is this, and you just flip it on, you should be good to go. Once you have the 3D printer turned on, go ahead on the 3D print menu, go down to Initialize. Alrighty, and now the next very important step, since we just got done moving the 3D printer, now we need to calibrate the platform and make sure everything is all nice and level. So once again, go under 3D print menu, hit maintenance yet again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go hit the center button here, and now we're going to calibrate the leveling of everything. And so what you want to do is you want to bring the platform to where it's about 2 millimeters from the tip of the nozzle. And just eyeball it as best as you can. And then on the little menu you'll have the front, left and right, and the rear, left and right corners to double check to make sure everything's all nice and even. And once you've gone to every single one, making sure the height of each one is relatively the same, then the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be calibrating the nozzle height. Now, for instance, since my table is a little bit unlevel, what you're going to be you're going to be turning these thumb screws down below to adjust the height. If you tighten them, it'll bring the table down. If you loosen them up, it'll raise the platform. Now with everything all nice and leveled out, next step we're just gonna calibrate the nozzle height to each part. So then next thing we're gonna go to platform calibrate, and now we get to go through all 1 through 9, and we're gonna find out which one has the tallest height. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna raise the platform just enough to where it just touches the nozzle. And then the number you're going to be watching would be this current height number. You want to watch that number. That will tell you which one's going to be at your highest point. And then once you discover that, then we will go from there. Alright, now that we found which one has the highest corner, what you want to do is either take a piece of paper and fold it in half, or you can use a business card. And then all you're going to do, you're going to set the card, or 2 pieces of paper, right underneath the nozzle. You're going to raise the platform up so it just snugly grabs at the card. And then you're going to set the nozzle height. And now we get to go through each of these 9 places and do the same thing until we get the same tension. Alright, once everything is calibrated, it is recommended to re-level out the platform if you have numbers that are greater than 0.3, but due to this table having a little bit of warpage, we're going to have to deal with these 2 numbers. Otherwise you should be okay, and then after you get it all calibrated, just hit apply and save. hit yes, and then you should be calibrated. And then the last thing you just have to do is go back under maintenance, hit the center button, and then use the previous numbers that you just used, so 36.5 if I was correct. Then you set the nozzle height to where it's just touching. Okay, and they're just gonna hit set nozzle height. And then when you add on the spool, you want to make sure the wire has a clean edge, and then most importantly, the wire is going to be feeding this way, so towards you. And then you will just slip the filament or the plastic through this little notch up here. And then on the top of the 3D printer, near like the rainbow colored ribbon, there should be like a little hole where you should be able to stick the filament into. And then what you all have to do here is go under the materials. You want to hit extrude. And then after it beeps, it's now going to start heating up the nozzle. And then the temperature, it will get up to 260 degrees. And then once it hits that, you're going to just gently push in the filament so it can just properly set itself in there. And then after that's done, we will prep the surface for the 3D printer, and we should be able to print. Since we have these glass tabletops, just so we don't have a lot of dirty material on there, first step you want to do is that you're going to take blue painter's tape and just lay down a few strips across the platform surface. And to make sure when you put the tape down, make sure there's not a whole lot of overhang, but a little overhang's okay. And it'll help you when it comes to peeling off the tape later. And then once the whole surface is covered with blue painter's tape, the next thing you do is take like the purple Elmer's glue stick, and then you would cover the entire surface. Once that is all said and done, then we're ready to heat up the platform. Just go ahead and hit the table heat. And then to ensure for a good print, make sure you preheat the platform up to at least 95 or to 100 degrees. And then once that's done, we'll upload a file and then we'll get printing. Alrighty. So now after the table or the platform has been preheated, the next thing you want to do is now we're going to open up a file. So go ahead and go to open. And then in order to get these STL files, what you could do is you could go online. There's a website called Thingiverse, and then you could just download the STL files by going under this menu, Thing Files, and then you click on the file that you need, and then it'll automatically download, and then all you have to do is go to Open, and then click on the file, just go ahead and hit Open. And there we go. Otherwise, due to the size of the platform that we're dealing with, this is going to be a little tall for the printer, so we can go ahead and scale it down. Now let's go down by half. There we go. And then you can move and ornate the piece by just clicking there and just adjusting it by hand with these buttons here. Looks pretty good. Alright, now we should be able to print. And then to print, all you do is hit the print button. And then it will pop up with this menu. And now there are certain settings that you can set on here. Now a raft is kind of like a pre-platform for the object to sit on so it doesn't get distorted by heat warping or anything like that. You can change the quality of the print, whether it being fast or really fine or normal. And then what I would recommend to do is have a heat up the platform after the print is finished. So if you want to make a new print or easily peel off the tape, go ahead and just throw on about 5 minutes. And for other preferences, but you can really slow down to get really accurate detail. But since we're gonna go through here pretty fast, you're gonna go to there. Use the 0.4 millimeter Z resolution, and then for the fill of the part, this is the solid, and then this is gonna be like the loosest, not as strong, but it would still do really, really well. Go ahead and switch this to fast, and we should be good to go. And then once it clicks, when I click OK, it's gonna scan for all the different layers, and then it will send all those layers to the 3D printer, and then it should give us a time estimate of how long the piece will take. Alright, and this Christmas tree should take about 41 minutes. And now what it's doing, it's going to be heating up the platform and heating up the nozzle to the temperatures that it needs. And as soon as the nozzle hits 260, it'll beep, and then it should start 3D printing. Alrighty, now the 3D print is done, and due to technical difficulties, we had to switch out to a different part. So now we have this bearing here. But to remove it's all the same. When you go to remove the part, you were to put this edge down, just gingerly get at it. Sometimes you might get lucky, it just pops off. Other times you just have to work around it. And once you pop it off, either you let it cool right there on the surface, or if it's just got done printing, make sure you wear your safety gloves due to heat, and then, yeah, and your part's done.
Now that you're all experts at 3D printing, have fun using it in your classroom and getting your students more engaged than ever. We have some example curriculum linked in the description